E3 2020. At the gaming conference where they showed the release of new games, events, and much more, not yet closed studio LucasArts Games presented their ambition project Star Wars 1313, the future video game from the Star Wars saga. The game was officially unveiled at the Electronic Entertainment Expo. It was to be based on the Unreal Engine and is expected to feature full-body motion capture technology. The game will focus on dynamic combat with an emphasis on human abilities and the physical weapons rather than powers of the Force. The game will have a more mature and hardcore direction than previous Star Wars video games like 2002 Star Wars Bounty Hunter. Volt embraces fast-paced gadget and weapon-based combat using tools exclusive to Bounty Hunter rather than the Force in lightsaber combat. In the underworld of Star Wars, on the level 13 of the planet Coruscant, a bounty hunter travels through the world of the danger and intrigue. Star Wars 13 promised a mature narrative centered on characters driven by darker theme. It's a departure from the usual Star Wars fare, issuing lightsabers and Jedi abilities in the favor of a more stark and grounded experience. With seamless transition between clips and gameplay, the emphasis on immersing players in the heart of the experience. Working with industry giants such as Industrial Light and Magic and Lucasfilm Animation, the developers aim to create an authentic and compelling story in a universe already rich in lore. In this game, vulnerability replaces the invisibility often associated with Star Wars characters, offering a fresh representative on a galaxy far, far away. Star Wars 13 remains intense television mystery, a testament to the tumultuous world of game development and fickle corporate strategy in the Star Wars universe. From its inception is a tie-in to the ill-fated Underworld series to its evolving into gritty, major game set in the criminal depths of Coruscant. 13 was beacon of potential. The game journey has been fraught with challenges from Chase and LucasArts leadership to the need to tailor the project to meet the demands of George Lucas himself, including the key decision to rebrand the game as the origin story of Boba Fett. This change in direction, while interesting, brought with it a number of obstacles that the team struggles to revise their vision to fit Lucas' requirements. While Star Wars 13 was developed in-house by LucasArts, the development took integrated approaches including Industrial Light and Magic, Lucasfilm Art Animation, and Skywalker Sound. Star Wars creator George Lucas was to be directly involved in the development of the game. While he gave the 13 team more access to the Star Wars universe, he also began changing the characters and rewriting the story based on what he felt would be more approached in the game. Former LucasArts employees described Lucas as someone who cared deeply about storytelling but knew little about the game development process, with one former developer adding, "One of the problems of working at a movie company is Lucas used to change his mind. He didn't really have the ability to understand how disruptive and difficult that change was." On March 1st, 2013, it was reported that the game has been on hold since the Walt Disney Company purchased Lucasfilm. A LucasArts spokesperson says the production of Star Wars 13 was continuing, but on April 3rd, 2013, it was announced that the Walt Disney Company had ceased internal development of LucasArts and laid out its staff, with the expectation of skeleton crew of less than 10 employees, allowing LucasArts to remain illegitimate. As a result, all projects were shut down, including Star Wars 13. A Lucasfilm spokesperson stated, "After evaluating our position in the game market, we decided to move LucasArts from internal development to a licensing model, minimizing the company risk while building a broad portfolio of quality Star Wars games." This change resulted in a layoff throughout the organization. It is possible that Star Wars 13 development will resume by outside developers, but until that happens, Star Wars 13 remains on hold. After LucasArts Disney halted internal development, Disney announced an exclusive agreement with Electronic Arts to produce Star Wars games for the mainstream gaming market. Disney Interactive Studio retained the ability to develop, and LucasArts retained the ability to license the franchise for the casual gaming market. When asked if Electronic Arts will continue Star Wars 13 and Star Wars First Assault, a spokesperson stated, "We are not announced any specific games at this time." In September 2013, speaking at the British Academy of Film and Television Arts, Lucasfilm's Director of Technology Strategy Kim Library showed a real-time motion capture video of Star Wars 13 engine and its assets. Using an example of the game capabilities, Library suggested that cinematic post-processing may eventually be supplemented or replaced by rendering technology developed for video games. In early 2014, Disney decided to not renew the trademark for Star Wars 1313, leading the United States Patent and Trademark Office to deem the trademark invalid. In a December 2015 interview with the Lucasfilm head Kathleen Kennedy stated that the concept art for the game was golden. It was something we spent a lot of time looking at, discussing and debating. We will develop it there soon further. As for 2024, the game is on hold, although many speculate that it has been cancelled. Also in 2022, where the gameplay information was leaked on YouTube showing a small portion of Boba Fett's gameplay. Level 1313 appears in a more recent Star Wars media such as The Clone Wars, in which it is visited by Ahsoka Tano and Star Wars Adventure returns to Vader's castle. Despite their obstacles, early version of 1313 showed glimpses of its promise, captivating audience with its cinematography and exciting gameplay mechanics, but its fate will have it. The closing of LucasArts and Disney acquisition of Lucasfilm seals the game's fate, leaving it in the annals of what could have been. The echoes of 1313 continue to echo through the Star Wars galaxy, mentioned in a more recent title such as the Clone Wars animated series and the Jedi Survivor game. There is vivid remains of the project's enduring legacy. Moreover, the involvement of former 1313 director Dominic Robillard and industry veteran Amy Hennig in the future Star Wars endeavors hints and impossible revives its spirit in new forms. Ultimately, Star Wars 1313 was a statement to the complexity of creative vision and corporate collaboration. So its path was cut short, its influence on Star Wars mythology continued, serving as a beacon of what could have been and a statement to the indomitable spirit of innovation in the gaming industry.